Hi, welcome to Parent Alienation is Child Abuse channel. Do you know somebody who's been alienated from their children? Have you been alienated from your child? Do you know what parent alienation is? Let me explain to you. Parent alienation is when one parent who doesn't take a breakup very well in a relationship, who has a child, decides to turn that child against the other parent. How do they do this, you wonder? Well, it's very easy if you're a narcissist. They have a way. It can be through words, it could be through actions, it could be just even a look. Children go over to their other parent's house, may have a great time, come home, try to tell their other parent about their wonderful time that they had with their mother, father, whoever it happens to be, only to be chastised or criticised or have to listen to the other parent beat up the other parent verbally. Your parent doesn't care about you, your mother doesn't care about you. And so these children don't even go home and talk about their other parent anymore because they're not allowed to. If they do, this is the repercussions they get. Some children aren't even lucky enough just to get a verbal tongue lashing from the alienated narcissistic parent. Some children are exposed to a physical violence when they come back from a parent. Parents use guilt. Parents use control, manipulation in the way of controlling children to not favour wanting to be with the opposite parent. They feel like they've betrayed their parent who's doing the alienating. But in actual fact, these poor children are victims of a spiteful person. Now, how can we stop this sort of thing happening? One, don't go and have kids with somebody you hardly know. That will stop a lot of things. Two, if you do happen to have a relationship with somebody and you do happen to have children with them, and the relationship doesn't work out for what you thought, for the better, for the worse, or it just didn't work out, and you have a child, then it's not that child's fault. It's not that child's fault. They have a mother and a father that didn't get along. So if you're in that situation, what you need to do is co-parent nicely. Co-parent, like care for the child. Don't worry about what the other parent's doing. Don't worry about what are they up to, who they're seeing, how long were they out for, or how much money they got, how much money they spent. Like, who cares? You left that relationship. You have no power over that anymore. You have no say over that relationship anymore. Do not take it out on your child. Your child loves the other parent as much as that child loves you. But when you make the child choose, then you're putting a wedge between you and your own child. You see, why it works while the children are little, because, let's face it, little kids don't get a voice. Little kids are dragged along into any situation that the so-called parents want to drag them into. But the kids grow up and the kids will ask questions. The kids will work things out for themselves. And then what are you going to do? Then what are you going to say? Why didn't you let the other parent be involved in your child's life? They'll want answers. And they deserve answers. And will you continue lying to them then? Will you continue spreading your vile hate? Why can't you just move on? No. You have a lot of fun doing this, don't you? Hey, using your children, manipulating your children, making them feel guilty, drawing them into adult conversations. Yeah. Anyway, this channel is going to be covering all that sort of stuff. This channel is going to be speaking through the eyes of a survivor of this. The eyes of a child who went through the emotional roller coaster of a parent split up. Went through the emotional roller coaster of abuse by either parent. The parent she was left with, by the parent of the other children involved. This is her story. This story comes from someone who's gone through it, experienced it, and come out the other side of it. This story's from me. This is my story. Why have I decided to share my story? Because I think now the time's right. I think it needs to be heard. There's a lot of people in my family that don't even know my story. Because I don't see people in my family. I was alienated from the person who calls himself my father for 10 years. At 10 years old, I was left with this man. I didn't really know who he was, but I was left. I went to school, come home, and she was gone, and I was stuck with him. I was with this person for another 11 years. I hadn't seen my mother in that time. I was subjected to physical abuse, sexual abuse by more than one member of the family that I was living with. These are the things that people don't see. That when someone's left with a narcissistic person or a spiteful person, that the child are the ones that suffer. The suffering's over. I went through all this. I came through the other side, and I'm a stronger, better person. I don't have contact with my family, or the people that call my family. I do see my mother. We've had some heavy conversations, but we're very close now. Not as probably close as most loving mothers are with their children, with their daughter, but we talk regularly, and we share a lot of laughs together now. But it's important to know that while kids are little and they don't have a voice, they do grow, and they will ask. They'll want to know answers. I know I did. Wanting to start this page and share my story just to bring awareness, to see if we can bring change, to stop the hurt of innocent children that should only be just worrying about being a child. What their next food's going to be, or what their next game going to be that they're going to play, or who's coming over to see them, or the excitement of seeing their mother or their father again. That's what you want. You don't want kids to be scared, to want to go and see their parent, that the other parent's going to get mad or come back and give them a tongue lashing because of that. Kids don't deserve that. They didn't ask to be born. You brought them into this world. You have a responsibility, that child, to raise a healthy, happy child with loving parents, both parents being loving. But if one parent is abusive or isn't like that, then fair call. The child probably shouldn't be in that person's life. But when you've got two loving, nurturing parents, but one of them decides to be a narcissist because they didn't take the breakup very well, and his children are stuck in the middle of it all. And it changes a child forever. Forever. There's no going, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that to you. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you. Which is something I never got growing up. No one ever apologised for the treatment that I received. But that was part of them, not me. Anyway, I hope you join me on this journey. I'll share what I can share with my story as a way of waking this world up on the craziness that's going on around the place with these poor children. Kids deserve to be loved. Kids deserve to be happy. Hence the word happy. Not fearful, not worried, not nervous, particularly of their own family, their own loving mother or own loving father, the people who are meant to protect them the most. Don't betray their trust. Don't betray their love. Love them for who they are. Deal with your adult issues on your own. It's not a child's place to be worrying about what yous are doing. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing and you're experiencing this as well, please like, share and subscribe this. I want to get this moving. This needs to stop. I'm hearing too many stories going on. I've watched my own grown children going through this. You can stand on the side and warn them, but you can't stop them from making the choices they make. It's called free will. You just can be there to pick up the pieces afterwards. And if you're a person that's withholding someone's child from another loving parent because you just couldn't get over that relationship split up, grow up. You shouldn't have had that child in the first place if that's what you're doing. What a spiteful, horrible person that is. Spread love. Be loving. Love heals everything. The relationship didn't work out, that's fine. There's someone better for you out there somewhere else. You just need to get over it. Anyway, thanks for joining me here. Hope you like what I'm doing, and this is a bit new for me, and it's a bit of a touchy subject to talk about. Happened a long time ago, and I'm a lot older now, but the pain's still there. It doesn't go away. It's one of the things that narcissistic people don't understand, that it's a scar. You just don't get to see it. Carry many scars in life. You just don't let people see them. You learn from them, you use them in your experiences to help heal others, which is what I'm here for and what I want to try to do. My story can help somebody else or stop someone else doing that to someone else, then it's worth it. Anyway, thank you for being here, and I'll try to do one of these at least once a week. Like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see people jumping on here and joining my story, and let's get this going, and let's see if we can stop this happening to kids. Kids don't need this. They don't. Anyway, share a smile, share some love. You see a kid crying, give them a cuddle and tell them everything will be all right, because eventually it will be all right. Growing up is tough, but use it to your advantage. Don't be a victim, be a survivor. I'm a survivor, strong and proud. Catch you on my next one.